we here? Are we doing this?
Yup.
What? Hi, Khaleesi. Okay, welcome back to the Ghosty Girls.
Welcome back.
We missed you. We love you. All the things. Please like, subscribe, thumbs up this video or podcast or anything. We really need some interaction, guys. We know you're out there.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little, what's the word? Forlorn, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of getting down in the dumps because I feel like I want more, like, social media engagement and stuff. And, like, I don't know. We put so much work into this, and I just hope people are enjoying it. I mean, I guess everyone is. I don't know.
I keep telling her, Rome wasn't built in a day, and our podcast is not going to be built in a day either.
Yes, but I'm also a Sagittarius, and I am impatient, and I want everything now. So I want 1 million followers now.
Okay, Veruca.
Don't care how, I want it now.
Nailed it.
Did I, though? I don't think so.
You nailed it. It was great.
But, yeah. So this episode is airing after the 4-parter of Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka. Hopefully everyone is still sticking with us because that was a rough one. But I think Alicia has a good one for today. It's a good change of pace, I think.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because we all need it.
There's only 6 murders. So.
Only 6. Nice.
You know.
As opposed to 7.
Yeah. So
Love it.
We're doing this. So, all right, I'm just going to dive in. And, well, no, I'm not. Because first I have to tell you something. I have been named an official Pokemon trainer.
Have you really? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
I don't either. It was by my... It was by my 6-year-old son, but I'm trying to take it very seriously, and I am now collecting Pokemon cards.
What does that entail? A Pokemon trainer? Like, do you have to work?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Well,
again,
that's good.
I don't really know. I have a card that says V-Star on it, and I guess it means that I'm a trainer.
Okay. All right.
So
good for you.
Thank you.
It's exciting.
I'm determined to get a Squirtle.
Okay, again, I have no idea what that is.
It's the cutest Pokemon turtle. And then there's one called Turtonator, who's another turtle.
Turtonator?
Turtonator.
Oh, Turt. It would have been so much better if it was Turtonator.
Well, that's how I say it, Turtonator.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Long story long. In a minute, my Pokemon talk will make sense. So I discovered a small family-owned store sort of close to us. And they buy, sell, trade Pokemon cards. Like, this is like a big, giant thing.
Okay.
Like, it's freaking huge. Just Pokemon card shows and shit. Like,
is it just a store that has Pokemon stuff? Or is it like comic books and all that?
They don't have comic books.
Okay.
But they have Pokemon cards, Lorcana, which I guess is the Disney version.
Okay, yeah, again, have no idea what that is.
They have I think it's World of Warcraft stuff.
Do you know what that is?
And there's like 2 more, like Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and then Dragon Ball Z, like, you know, just trading cards.
Yeah, like that. Isn't that like anime stuff? Okay,
yeah.
Yep.
And they have like these tables in it too that people actually play Pokemon tournaments, like with their cards. Like people aren't just collectors. Like it's an actual game.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's an actual game. I don't know how to play it yet, but we have a deck that's going to teach us.
Okay.
And we're going to learn I mean, if you want to be in on this too, we can all learn together. Thank you. No, sounds terrible.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. I will watch and support from the sidelines.
I'm busy that day though.
I am washing my hair.
Given my new status, okay, as a Pokemon trainer, I had to take Jackson to the store full of all the stuff, right? I'm getting somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Yeah, so I took him to the store. He is my mentor with Pokemon, of course. And apparently you can't just choose your Pokemon strictly on cuteness, which is what I do. But upon entering the store, there was a family, mom, dad, and daughter, looking at the cards. And the daughter immediately ran up to Jackson and like started talking to him. She was the cutest little thing.
Oh.
She showed us her bag of treasures that she had collected from the store and then started showing my son where the Pikachu cards were. Mm-hmm. I, of course, being chatty Cathy, started up a conversation with the mom.
Of course you did.
Of course I did. We're besties now. And I found out the girl's name, and you're going to freaking love this.
What girl? The
little girl.
Okay.
Yeah, the daughter. I'm sorry. You ready?
Yes.
Her name is Amity.
Amity?
Amity.
I've never heard that name before.
Isn't it cool?
It's very unique.
I know.
Interesting.
I was like, oh my God, amazing name for an amazing little girl. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's cute.
So then figuring, like Amity, I've of course told the mom.
Mm-hmm. I know where you're going with
her
this.
name is Tori, about our podcast. Mm-hmm. And she immediately followed it. Now, it took her a couple of tries to find it, but I helped her on the phone, she showed me the phone and I tried to help, but she ultimately found it. And I told her a little bit about what we talk about and showed her my knife tattoo that we got while doing the podcast at the tattoo studio. And, totally normal. Hey, look at my knife tattoo.
Yeah.
But then she went up to me and showed me the tattoo on her arm. Girl.
What was it?
You would freaking love it. It is the Amity house. And it's tattooed on her arm, and it has her daughter's name under it, Amity.
Oh, so that's where she got Amity from. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's really cool.
I thought so. But the tattoo itself was gorgeous. I don't know.
That's awesome.
It instantly inspired me to do an episode on the Amity house.
Of course it did.
Of course. And all that is involved with it. I told her it would be available within the next month, so I dove into the research, and damn. There's a lot.
Yeah, sorry. Alicia wanted to do this episode sooner, but then I kind of took over with this 4-parter that I thought it was going to be a 3-parter, and I'm sorry.
It's fine. The 4-parter was fucking amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, I know how much work you put into that and how much stress that caused you.
Well, yeah, it's
girl,
a fucked up story, man.
You need to sage your face.
I need to sage my face. Fix your face.
Fix your face. Here's some sage. But anyhow, keep all your hands and feet inside the vehicle because we doing this.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. A plot of land at the address 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York, was purchased in 1924 by a couple, John and Catherine Moynihan. In 1925, they hired a local builder named Jesse Purdy to build their dream home, which was a 3-story Dutch colonial-style home. And ultimately, it was beautiful.
Oh, it's such a cool house.
Gorgeous. Once the home was complete, the family of 6 moved into their home. And upon the death of John and Catherine, on separate occasions, of course, their daughter Eileen took ownership of the home on Ocean Avenue. Swing. Shawing. What are we doing? Wayne's World.
Party time, excellent. And we're clear.
Digression. She lived there with her family until 1960. Since we digress, I'm just talking about Eileen, their daughter.
Come on, Eileen.
Then she sold the home to John and Mary.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, it goes.
Good for you.
So yeah, she sold the home to John and Mary Riley, who enjoyed the space from 1960 until 1965.
I did not know that home had so many prior owners. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Yep. So in June of 1965, the home was sold to Ron and Louise DeFeo.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Upon moving from their previously small apartment in Brooklyn, the DeFeo family was comprised of almost 5 children: Ronald Jr., Dawn, Allison, Mark, and soon-to-be-born John, along with their parents, Ron and Louise. A cute mention was that Ron Sr. had named the home, quote, High Hopes, and he even hung a little sign with the words High Hopes, along with his home number in the front yard on like a little plaque.
Yeah.
And he made sure to keep the surrounding area of the sign neat and like landscaped it.
Aww.
It was kind of cute. Several of my sources read that Big Ron was abusive and very controlling towards his wife and his children.
Mm-hmm.
Witnesses stated he would often go on an abusive spree and then pray to the St. Joseph statue in his yard for forgiveness.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah. Most of his rage was taken out on Ron Jr., a.k.a. Butch, and Ron Sr. would also brag to the neighbors that he had ties to the local mob.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's starting to come back to me now.
Yeah. It's all coming back to her now. Yeah, I was way off on that one. Take that out.
Wait, that is Celine Dion, right?
I think so. Yeah. So if that is the case, I'm sure anyone who saw anything that he did just turned away thinking they would probably get whacked or be swimming with the fishes if they tried to intervene. It wasn't always fights and terror, though. Many people say that the family seemed happy and loving. They would even hold prayer groups at their home on Sundays after church. The DeFeo family lived in the house for 9 years until, in the early hours of November 13th, 1974, 6 members of the DeFeo family were shot and murdered in their home. Let's go into how the murders happened. Ron Jr., a.k.a. Butch, which is what I will be calling him from this point on in the story, was 23 at the time. In the early evening of November 13th, 1974, Butch briskly walked into his local pub and shouted, "My father and mother have been shot." Was that dramatic enough?
Yeah. So he didn't even call the police first. He just...
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He walked into a pub and was like, "My father and mother have been shot."
Oh my God. I hope somebody was like, "Sir, respectfully, did you call the fucking police or did you just come here to get drunk?" Like,
they didn't.
What in the...
No. With that, there were 5 patrons, I think, who knew Butch that immediately...
Did you say patrons?
Patrons.
Is that how you say it?
Patrons?
Yeah, patrons. You said it like Patron, like it was an alcohol.
Patron! Let's do some shot. Just kidding. Well, I am talking about a pub, so he did 5 shots of Patron, and then 5 customers immediately responded by jumping up and offering to help. No one, yeah, I know.
Okay.
Cops, hello. So they get into Butch's car, and they took the ride back to the High Hopes home.
What?
I was able to find the name of one of these people, and his name was John Altier.
Okay.
So Altier claimed that the men arrived in Butch's car and immediately ran into the home while Butch remained in the car. Mm-hmm. The men stayed together, called 911 after they got to the house.
So did they go inside the house?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. So you're going into an active crime scene. That's great.
Yeah, totally normal. But upon searching the second floor, the men found the bodies of 18-year-old Dawn, 13-year-old Allison, 12-year-old Mark, and Butch's 7-year-old brother, John. Mm. The police arrived rather quickly, and in addition to the bodies of the children, also found the bodies of 43-year-old Ron Sr. and 42-year-old Luis. All of the bodies were found in their beds as if they were asleep, with shotgun wounds to their backs. Mm. The police took statements and almost immediately accused Butch. He was arrested the next day and interrogated for a long time. Mm-hmm. At first, he reminded the detectives that his father had ties to the mob and suggested it was a hit on his family. However, with more questions and prying, Butch confessed to murdering his whole family. He is quoted saying, "Once I started, I just couldn't stop."
It's like a Pringles can. Once you pop, you can't stop. Sorry. It's okay to make a joke because this was a long time ago.
I know.
Sorry. Just continue.
Now I want Pringles.
I know.
Damn it, I lost my spot. Let me.
Sorry.
No, that was amazing. Okay, so yeah, once he's eating Pringles, and then he also said that the voices in his home turned him into a killer. Mm. Now, there were claims that Butch partook in drugs and was heavy into alcohol use during this time.
And also heroin, correct?
I didn't find that, but it's possible. It was said he would get drunk at the bar, and then after the bar closed, he would bring his friends home to continue the party. He also had a very short temper, just like his father, when he was drunk specifically, and he would often start arguments or fights. So, I mean, that couldn't have been a good mix between Butch and his father.
No, not at all.
Especially if Ron Sr. was, you know, such a God-fearing individual, and this guy's coming home drunk and high. Yeah.
I remember watching a documentary that said that, like, those two would go at it a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like they just butted heads.
Well, yeah, and also, like, as a parent, if your kid's, like, fucking up and, like, doing drugs, drinking and all that, and, like, freeloading off of you, living in your fucking house, that's irritating. I'd be pissed, too.
And bringing people home after the bar's closed.
Oh, yeah,
like,
hell
no.
No. Absolutely not.
I'd be praying to that statue, too. Listen, so during his confession... oh, my God.
Confession. These are my confessions.
Yes, the new songs.
I'm leaving that in.
If you don't leave that in,
these are my confections. They call me USHERAYMOND. Now, baby, tell me what you want to do with me. Okay, please continue. I'm so sorry.
I love that freaking song.
Who doesn't? It's Ursher.
Yeah.
Ursher, John, and Luda gonna do it again. I apologize.
Don't ever apologize. We're trying to make this one a little more lighthearted, guys, because we realized we just put you through a 4-parter.
Listen, I couldn't really do a lot of jokes about Paul and Barbara.
Barbie. Call. We're just calling them Call.
Listen, I could not do a lot of jokes about Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka. I just didn't feel right about it. The Amityville horror, however, I feel right about it.
She feeling right.
So I was oppressed for a very long time.
4 fucking episodes.
Yeah, it's itching to come out. Okay,
let it out, girl. Let it out.
Good music, but kind of fuck him a little bit.
Yeah,
or don't, because you might get an STD.
Yeah, definitely don't. You're witty today. I love it.
Oh,
thanks. Fuck him or don't. It's a double fist and coffee over there.
Yeah, the coffee's kicking in.
During his confession, Butch told the police where they could find evidence along with the rifle used, and he also accused his sister of being the ringleader and wanting to kill their parents due to the abuse.
Now, how old was his sister? She was young, right?
18. She was 18.
Oh, okay.
Butch claimed that Dawn killed their parents, then went after his siblings, and when she came after him, aka Butch, he was able to wrestle the rifle away and shot her in self-defense.
Okay, that makes no sense, though, because wasn't she found shot in the back in her bed?
In her bed, yeah.
Yeah, okay, but continue to pop off about how she tried to kill you.
Bang, bang.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. There was also a moment when he said other people helped him. Yeah. So check out the documentaries if you are interested or inclined by Ryan Katzenbach. Okay. I believe that's how you say it. Katzenbach. Mm-hmm. He's got some pretty compelling suggestions in there.
Okay.
Ultimately, we will never know what actually happened because Butch passed away in 2021 at age 69.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And he was still in prison when he passed away, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep. So now I'm going to go back to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Due to the murders, the beautiful house stood vacant for 1 year until a family was finally able to overlook the events that took place. And in December of 1975, George and Kathy Lutz purchased the home for only $80,000. They quickly moved their family in and stated almost immediately that strange things began to happen. The Lutz family lasted 28 days in the home, not even making it a month. They actually returned the home to the bank before they had even made their first payment on it.
Huh. Mm-hmm. They didn't even make a payment?
No. Sounds weird, right? I guess because they bought it from the bank.
And they returned it. I did not know you could return a home.
I didn't either.
Interesting. Okay.
Maybe they just mean like they returned it like back to the bed. They were like, nah, bro, you take it. We don't want it.
Yeah, because I mean, they didn't purchase it from a homeowner. Mm-mm. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Okay.
The community was shocked when they heard the Lutz's claim that the property was extremely haunted, almost demonic, and very active. And those claims were enough to inspire a book about said hauntings. So now I'm going to go into them.
Okay.
First, George. George claimed that he would wake up every single morning at 3:15 a.m., which is supposedly the time that Butch murdered his family. Mm-hmm. Now, before I go on any further, I also read that George was known to have an interest and also dabble in the practice of the occult. Mm-hmm. In addition to him waking up at the same time every morning, he and his entire family claimed to have seen some sort of like slime oozing through keyholes and down a few of the walls. They would also experience, and this was separately, random cold spots in the home and extremely bad odors. And they would kind of come and go.
Okay.
Once the family realized that they were all seeing and feeling similar things, George reached out to a priest and asked him to come over and bless the home. The priest came to the home, and of course he blessed it, moving room to room. Mm-hmm. When he got into one particular room, the priest claims that he heard a voice shout, "Get out!" with that deep, scary voice that I did not just do.
Get out.
Get out of my house.
That sounded like Grover.
Oh, cookie!
I like it.
Thanks. So Grover shouted at him. And with that, the priest told the family, do not allow anyone to sleep in that room.
Just the room.
Just that one specific room because Grover shouted at him.
Okay.
Yeah. The weird only got weirder when the family watched a knife slide off of the counter and their garage door began to open and shut on its own. Mm-hmm. What sealed the deal for the family, and I hope I'm getting this right because I've read different things, is when George and his son saw a red-eyed pig in the window, and different family members were caught levitating in their beds.
Sorry.
No, I mean, it's a lot. Once they left, they told the story of what happened to them, and what many of the stories do not tell you is that George actually claimed that whatever they witnessed followed them from another home. They were having strange experiences in their previous home as well.
Oh, and he was dabbling in occult stuff too.
Yes.
Okay.
I know.
This is starting to make a little bit more sense.
Right?
Okay.
Now, the experiences from the previous home were nowhere near as grand as the ones they experienced in Amityville. Mm-hmm. But you never know. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, okay, like you said, he's dabbling in the occult. Yeah. There were 6 lives taken in that home on top of that dabbling.
Yeah, and they knew that people had died in that home, which can kind of cause, like, a sense of hysteria almost. Like, I'm sure that can mess with some people. Like, me personally, I would have bought that house right up. I would have been like, fuck yeah, I'm living in it.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't bother me.
Right.
But there's a lot of other people that it would just, like, knowing mentally what occurred in that house, that could mess with you.
Oh, yeah. Of course. But think about when we go, like, ghost hunting. What do we do? Try to talk to dead people. If he's dabbling in the occult, he's going to try to talk to dead people. Like,
right.
You know, and you don't know what he's on or whatever. But again, he did say that it followed him. And that was super interesting to me because I had never heard that before.
I hadn't either. And that in context makes a lot more sense just from what else I know about the case and other people saying nothing happens in this house.
Right.
You know, so okay. I'm wondering if it was just centered around him and the family.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of what I am thinking happened.
Yeah.
But I digress. So when the story gained traction, it was, of course, met with fascination and also skeptics of all kind. George and Kathy stuck by their story through thick and thin, even up until their deaths, which I believe occurred separately in the early 2000s.
Okay.
When the story was at its strongest, Kathy and George even took a lie detector test to prove that they were being real, and they both passed.
Okay.
Once the story hit the right ears, an author by the name of Jay Anson decided to write a novel on the occurrences that happened in this home.
Mm-hmm.
Jay released the Amityville Horror in 1977, and it was an almost instant hit, with a movie deal to follow in 1979. Jay admitted to have self-evolved the story to make it even more riveting, which is another thing that people don't always take into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
People read the book or watch the movies and think that is exactly what happened, when in reality, there were many differences and escalations of actual events.
Now, was the book before or after Ed and Lorraine Warren inserted themselves into the Amityville house?
After.
After. Okay. So, okay.
I believe it was after.
Okay.
Because I think, and I'm going to go into Ed and Lorraine too, I think they actually went in 3 weeks after the Lutzes moved out.
Yeah, because I know at the time, Ed and Lorraine Warren were actually like reaching out to people, like trying to find different haunts to insert themselves in for money-making purposes.
Oh.
Yeah, I want to do an episode about Ed and Lorraine Warren and about how they are scammers. They are. They're straight up scammers.
100%.
And that hurts my heart to say because I grew up thinking that they were legit. They're not legit at all. And there's some really fucked up stories behind the two of them that go into true crime territory.
Yeah, I know.
It's not good stuff, but
I know.
Yeah.
Like you said, it hurts my heart a little bit.
It really does. It sucks when you grow up thinking good thoughts about certain people, and then it's just like, haha, just kidding. This person was actually grooming teenage girls. Because spoiler alert.
That I did not know. I didn't dive too deep into them, but damn.
That's part of some of the allegations.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I digress.
Not at all.
But I mean, they are a big part of the Amityville story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They probably are what really drew a lot of the attention.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
One other misconception is that the Lutz family made millions off of their story. They did make some royalties. However, it was never as much as many people assume it was.
Yes. You know who really made the money off of that house?
Ed and Lorraine.
Correct.
Dicks.
Yeah.
When I looked it up, it said that they made about $100,000 from the book and $100,000 from the movie. However,
that's really not that much.
No. Most of this money was spent on legal fees as well as taxes.
Yeah. Yep.
So they really didn't make anything off of it, considering. But since the Lutz's ownership of the Amityville home, it has been purchased several more times. One of the owners was able to get the exact address actually changed to deter tourists, and another changed some of the outward features of the home.
Yeah, it makes me so sad that they took those windows out.
Yeah, well, they made them square instead of circle.
Yeah, but they're still not those iconic looking windows.
Look like eyeballs looking at you.
See, I get that people don't want the attention, but also you are buying an attention house, okay?
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of you can't own a piece of property. You can't own a piece of property like that and then just be like, I don't want anybody in my business and looking at my house. Like,
yeah,
respectfully, you bought a fucking famous house. What I would have done is I would have turned that shit into a museum.
Same.
Because I'm gonna make some money off of it.
Absolutely.
But I mean, also, but if you're going to live in it, you got to understand that people are going to visit it and want to take pictures and shit. I mean, come on.
It's a big part of
That's probably
history.
why you bought it. Right?
Exactly.
Like, because you thought it was cool because of the story, and now you're going to be like, I don't want anybody looking at my house.
Yeah. I have a bunch of money that I can afford this house, and you need to stay off my property. You meddling kids.
Get off my lawn, you fuckers.
When asked about paranormal activity, what was that?
I don't know. Is a dog on the steps? It sounded like somebody sighed.
It did sound like somebody sighed.
Khaleesi. Oh no, she's right there. Ew, it came from there. You guys,
her house is haunted.
the ghosts are probably mad because they're like, fuck you, we'll show you that we're real, you fucking bitch.
You're gonna have some slime. Listen, if you have slime coming out of Christina's walls or keyholes, please make it pink. Otherwise, she's gonna lose her shit.
I will fuck someone up if I start getting slime coming out of my fucking... I don't have the money to fucking repair that shit, okay? Don't come for me.
Yeah. We're just trying to educate the people. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, really.
We love you. Leave us alone.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. So, again, when asked about paranormal activity in the home, all of the owners...
All of the owners...
I can happily keep that in there and just continue.
Sorry, that made me cough. That was funny.
You're welcome. So when asked about paranormal activity in the home, all of the owners after the Lutz's family, I'll read it not like that, I'm sorry. When asked about paranormal activity in the home, all of the owners after the Lutz family claimed they have not had anything happen at all in the home.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think that it's connected to that family.
Yeah.
Honestly. And I also think that the Warrens had, I think they pumped them up. They probably came in and, you know, Lorraine with her fucking bow and her hair and her fucking, what are they called? Like the pussy ribbon or
Dickies?
No, it's like that big, the pussy bow.
I don't know. What?
Hold on.
She wore a bow on her pusher?
No, it's a pussy bow blouse.
A pussy bow blouse.
Yeah, so this is a pussy bow blouse.
So a pirate shirt.
Essentially, yeah. But you know, Lorraine came in and was like, I feel some spirits in this house.
It pulled my pushy bow.
I'm sure that they pumped them right up.
I'm sure. I mean, they did a lot. But I'm going to get into them too. Other people will disagree, stating that eventually each family went through hardships after moving out. But to me, I feel like that's just life. Everybody has ups, everybody has downs. You can't claim everything's paranormal.
There's a difference between an up and a down in life and green ooze coming out of your walls. And right. I really feel like if owners after the Lutzes were like, no, we didn't have any green ooze coming out of our goddamn walls. Like, come on.
It was cold, but that's because I turned the air conditioner on.
I mean... You can, that some of that stuff can be explained away.
100%.
Other stuff, I don't personally think happened, but if it did, I don't think it was connected to the house just because there's nothing backing that up other than the Lutzes. Mm-hmm. Like you're telling me that like the house was haunted and they were just fucking with the Lutzes and then when they moved out, they were like, we're going to chill now.
No way. No. They probably followed the Lutzes wherever they went.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Or it wasn't real to begin with.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know. I don't know. It's perception, I guess.
Yeah.
You and I are both into the paranormal aspect.
We are?
Of, like, everything. Are we? Right?
Yes.
I don't know. So I do want to bring up, again, Ed and Lorraine Warren visited the house in its prime after the Lutz's family moved out. For those of you that don't know who Ed and Lorraine are, I'm pretty sure we already went into this, but I'm going to do it again. They were American paranormal investigators, with Lorraine being a medium and psychic, and Ed being a self-proclaimed demonologist. They wrote several books and founded the New England Society for Psychic Research. The two have investigated numerous high-profile hauntings, which include the Perron family haunting, which inspired The Conjuring, and of course, the Amityville house. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of experience as well as a unique take and style on investigating. Take that positively or negatively, however you'd like.
Yeah, it's just it's a unique style.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at sit. Yeah. Now, the Warrens investigated the house, the Amityville house, I should say, around 5 months. There it is, 5 months after the Lutz family left.
Okay.
So it was way before the book.
Okay. That makes more sense to me because I was like, did the book come first and then they just came like creeping in? Like, but that makes sense.
During their investigation, they were able to capture a freaky photo of what looks like a child in the basement, Lorraine, my girl, had visions of the DeFeo family lying on the floor, and she said she also felt dread. Ed claimed he was pushed to the ground, although no one saw it, and they dubbed the house as haunted, in their opinion. Mm-hmm. Looking back on the investigation in Amityville, Lorraine said, and I quote, "Evil. The personification of evil."
Yeah.
End quote. So, I don't know what you think or believe in. Well, I do know what you think or believe in, but I'm talking to the people out there if anyone's listening. Hello?
Is it me you're looking for?
Now that song's in my head, god damn it.
Yeah, like I hate to be so cynical about it, but I've done a lot of research into Ed and Lorraine Warren, and I just really have to take everything with a grain of salt, knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
If you would have asked me like 10 years ago what I thought of them, it would have been completely different. Mm-hmm. I mean, who's to say that they didn't experience things? I don't fucking know. You know, I wasn't there. But also, it is proven that they have lied about things.
Right.
So, It just makes you, as a paranormal investigator, when you're caught lying, it sucks because you got to throw everything else out. It's like, if you're caught lying about this, how the fuck am I supposed to believe you on any other investigation that you've done? Exactly. You've totally lost your credibility.
Yep.
You know, and it's one lie can ruin all of that.
Mm-hmm. Even just a misrepresentation.
Oh, yeah,
like,
absolutely.
People take something the wrong way.
And also, like, we deal with this in the paranormal field too, but like when you start, I feel like a lot of people go into the paranormal field with really good intentions. When you start wanting to make money off of it and wanting to be famous off of it, I feel like problems start arising.
You're gonna lie and you're gonna connive and you're gonna do everything it takes to try to get to the top, and that's not always ethical. I mean, I feel like sometimes you even go against your own morals and stuff like that, and that's sad.
Yeah. It's sad. You know, it's unfortunate for sure.
Yeah. We digress again.
Yeah.
Or do we? Anyhow, so many people have claimed that Amityville was a hoax, and again, think it just doesn't represent the town as a whole. They say the town is beautiful and happy, and
it is really beautiful. I mean, I've never been there, but I've seen pictures of it, and it's really nice.
Yeah, and some other people claim that all of the paranormal and claims and the movie and stuff doesn't really allow for the memory of the victims that were lost in the home.
I would agree with that.
Yeah?
Yeah. And also, if you think about it, you know, if you had a family member that was shot to death in their own home, and then you see them like portrayed on a movie, like to make money, like you're making money off of these people's tragedy.
Yeah.
So there's like some moral and ethical questions that come into that. But I mean, in all fairness, people could say, we're not making any money off of this podcast at the moment.
Yeah.
But people could say like, oh, well, you know,
we're talking about it. So
yeah, you're essentially trying to capitalize off of other people's tragedies, so you're guilty of it as well. So it's a very fine line. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of feel like it does, in a weird way, keep their names and memories alive.
It does. Yeah.
Because it's a constant reminder that those murders and that tragedy did happen.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I don't think they're ever going to be really forgotten.
No, they're really not. I mean, they're literally etched in like Hollywood history because that was a huge movie franchise. I mean, Amityville Horror, it wasn't like it was just one movie.
Right.
It's a whole franchise. Yeah. I mean, and then you have books and all that. So yeah, they never would. They're etched in history.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can look at it either way, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool. Like if I'm ever murdered, like, yeah, make a movie about it. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
I'll buy you a rose.
Just make sure that like somebody like really pretty plays me. You know what I mean? Like
Brittany? Brit? Just kidding.
I would say like Brit back in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, we'll make that happen.
But yeah,
Just kidding. Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Who would I want to play me in a movie? I don't know. I don't know.
And I think you look like Megan Trainor.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that.
And she's beautiful. I love her.
Yeah, she's going through her Ozempic phase right now.
You think?
Oh, yeah. She's like real skinny.
Oh, I haven't seen her lately.
Yeah, you know how Hollywood's all on that like skinny kick now. Like everybody looks like a fucking skeleton again.
Yeah, we're back to the 90s, 80s, 90s.
I don't know. Is Bigger ever going to come back in style again, or are now we just stuck with this shit?
You know what? I think there's a certain amount of respect for Bigger, like the big butts and the titties, because
I guess
it's harder to come by now.
I guess. Yeah.
My 6-year-old loves that song. I like big
butts and I cannot lie.
He goes, when a thing walks in with a waist, you get sprung.
When a thing walks in.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what he says, buddy.
When a thing walks in
with a waist, you get sprung. He's like, what does sprung mean?
Oh,
I was like happy, like, woo, you get, yay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means. Yeah.
Totes my goats. Yeah, I would want Kristen Wiig, I think, to play me.
I like funny. Kristen Wiig, but I heard that she is really rude.
Really?
To people, yeah. Like, she was rude to John Goodman. You know John Goodman from Roseanne?
Be mean to John Goodman.
Look it up. Because he was really upset because he was like, I was a huge fan of Kristen Wiig, and when I met her, she was straight up rude.
What about Kristen Bell? Because I've been told I look like a not large, but I look like a sweaty meat face version of her.
No, you no.
Told you I was going to steal that.
I would say you remind me of Kristen Bell for sure. Yeah,
you get the little beady eyes.
I haven't heard anything problematic about her.
I mean, she's what's that guy's name she's married to? Fucking love him.
Dak Shepard. Yeah.
Yes,
they're very they seem like very authentic people. Like they'll just talk about whatever and they really don't give a shit. Yeah. Which is nice because,
yeah,
that's what I like. I like when people are just real and
man, we are talking about something today.
Yeah, are we done with Amityville?
Oh yeah, Amityville's been done.
Oh shit.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. We miss you. Please share this, like, subscribe, thumbs up, comment, anything.
Yeah, comment and let us know what stories you would like to hear. If there's any paranormal stories or true crime stories. I'm actually going on a vintage book hunt this weekend with Daddy T.
It's exciting.
Yeah, we're going to map it out and like drive to some different stores because I want to collect some vintage true crime books. I think my favorites are like these like 90s ones that have like like the crazy covers and stuff and like trashy tabloid cover.
You got to put a picture of that up.
Yeah. But yeah, drop us your ideas. We're always looking for inspo. We're always looking for inspo.
Or inspo. Either way. All right, we love you. Bye.
Oh,
see you next Tuesday.
I was going to say, bitch.
Sorry.
See you next Tuesday.
But don't be one.
Bye.